Hold on.
Let's try that. Did that do anything? Hello, testing. Can we hear sound?
That worked.
I can hear you, and
Now. Okay. Oh my god, now I can hear you. Yeah, what the fuck? I don't know. That was some goofy shit. Thank you for telling us.
Stop breaking shit, Foos.
I will try. Apparently I'm breaking stuff real hard. But thank you for telling, because otherwise...
If you missed the audio, let me just recap you. Foos cheated a bunch. That's most of it.
Oh, you missed all the banter about me getting the kitties.
This lip looks bigger, right?
I'm gonna be real
Right.
with you right now. There's no lip that looks like you would be able to fully hide behind. If you jump down, you could use the buildings as line of sight.
He's gonna lay prone and try to be as small as he can be to put this motherfucker at disadvantage. All right, that's what.
Are you doing it Matrix style?
Like that way? No, he's not that stylish. He's a gimp, so he's just gonna flop to his belly.
He's just gonna lay down.
Yeah. Yep. What? All right, that's the end of my turn. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Alright.
Ryland.
Is he doing any bullshit?
No, he's not doing any bullshit.
All right, cool. Ape smash.
He already did his other one. Yeah.
Damn it.
Those both miss.
I'm aware. Next.
Okay. I'm aware.
Wait, didn't you get your kitty inspiration?
I'm not using it on that. I'm using it to save your ass.
You're right. You are.
I mean...
Sorry, good.
No. Continue. Me. What am I doing?
It is Garai's turn. I feel like you barely hit the ground. And then you like you got knocked out, and the second your head hit the ground, you got healed again. You're like, oh, okay, it's fine. So you're back up.
Here's a distinction that needs to be made that's relevant to this turn.
Mm-hmm.
When I become large, how does it interact with spaces? Because if I were to move 20 feet and then grow large, theoretically I could fill the space adjacent to him, but I could also fill the space not adjacent to him.
I would say
I could scooch over a little bit.
Well, that's where you ended your turn. So
come on.
That's where you ended your turn. If you turn large and you're there, I feel like you can stay there, but you might have disadvantage on your swings because you are teetering. It is not.
Oh, okay. There's a whole footing issue. I was just worried about being within reach.
No, it is
like a whole other thing.
You can jump up there. Garai's pretty slick. He can get there, but I think in terms of staying there and attacking, it's going to be a little rough.
See, but if I don't go there and attack, what else am I to do?
Yeah, what is my job then?
I ain't got ranged weapons, Foos. I ain't got spells, Foos. I got get big. That's what I got.
All right, what do you do?
Well, I mean, I guess disadvantage is better than nothing. Flanny didn't have disadvantage and he still didn't hit, so it's basically the same.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
I'm a spring to my feet. Well, I mean, by that I mean warily climb up because it still costs 20 feet of movement.
This not Nenners is a rowdy man.
He's just a troublemaker.
It sounds pretty
And
bad
we'll
to me. What in the blazes is going on with that?
Use a bonus action to get big again and be over here.
Oh!
No, keep it. Keep it. How many more D8 do I get damage-wise?
Yes!
I was making him big
Yes.
when you dragged him,
Yep.
so my mouse just went shoot.
Rules of cool. Come on, let's go.
No, you can't
I'll
do
burn
that.
all of my remaining get bigs at once to get that big.
So big. Jeez.
I can stand on the ground level and still be tall enough.
Oh my god, that was amazing. That you are now teetering on the edge here.
I'll teeter. I'll teeter with the best of them.
Let's go.
Those are still. I was preparing for death saves. Sorry. Those were private rolls.
Those are private
They
rolls.
both
that
missed,
were-
which was the expected outcome. But
Yeah, and the other rolls were really good. That was just the sad part. Okay, so that was your bonus action, your movement. I believe that's it, right?
it wouldn't be, but it was all my movement. So
It is now. Okay, so that's the end of your turn then. He's up.
Unless for free, you'll let me teeter all the way off. If I'm big
Would
enough to
you?
not worry about the damage.
Oh my god. You mean like to slide down the building kind of thing?
Yeah.
No, there's so many awnings. You're safe. You're totally
Yeah,
safe.
I mean, I guess he's got a bow if he really wants to shoot me even at a distance, so it's not a huge difference.
No, but like
Disadvantage, though.
genuinely, if you wanted to like slide down this building, I would be fine with that because it would literally be like, all right, I'm just gonna, Jesus, take the wheel. I'm just gonna slide down here.
I'm gonna do exactly that.
Okay, that is fine. Just roll me a quick acrobatics to see if the landing's gonna be fine. You're a big man. I don't even roll. It's fine.
I just want to see how
you're
hilarious
huge.
it is.
You're fine. Exactly. You're fine. There's no way that's gonna be a big problem for you. Okay. So that brings us to him for his turn. He's going to take. You watch as his scythe kind of shapeshifts back into its longbow form, with the big old monkey in his face. The big old ape, actually. He is going to get disadvantage, but he is going to shoot anyway. First is for Valen. Second is for Irene. Last is for. Actually, no. 2 Valen, 1 Irene. Pardon me. So.
Oh, come on.
Disadvantage shots. Ooh.
He's shielding that one.
There you go. And last one is for Irene.
Ooh.
If I miss.
Tell me
I think that misses because of her new. No, yeah, I think of 15 misses because she has her new magic thing. Is that correct?
Yeah, she has a 16.
There you go. There you go. See, everything's fine. Don't panic. He's gonna keep his thing there, and then he's going to be kind of
Relocate?
annoyed. What was that?
Relocate?
He is, but he's not gonna do it in the way you want him to.
Nah, come on, Foos. Don't be
I'm
like
just
that.
double-checking. I'm just making
Nah.
sure that I'm not making up
Pound him
some
into the
shit.
dirt.
I mean, you've been making
I'm
up shit
fine.
since he showed up. Why stop now?
I'm making up shit. He's just making up shit. Don't worry about it. He can just do some shot. Actually, no, he can't do that because he just used his action. Okay, never mind. He is going to move. Go ahead and use your reaction. But he's
Can I
going
get
to...
advantage just because I missed so many times and he's not expecting it, so he turned his back and now he has advantage?
No, I'm very sorry, but no,
I don't think you are.
I am.
God bless America!
You
This
only
is
got to
on
hit
his
like
way
a
out.
13, man, to
Yeah, it's
actually
not even-
connect.
It's not even that bad. All right. So he does he wait? Did he lose? Wait, the 10 movement speed that he lost was only on that turn, right, or that round? So he's back to normal.
Yeah, if I had hit again, then it would be back, but I did not.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, so he makes the leap across, kind of slinking under the ape's attack, and at the end of his turn, I'm just double checking. He says 4 and takes a shot. And I closed his character sheet because
Take
I'm
that.
a dingus.
He missed. That was indicative of him missing.
I have to freaking open it again. Okay, there it is. Disadvantage anyway because Valenini is prone.
And shielded still.
And shielded still. 18 bounces off shield, right? Yay! There you go. All right. So that is the end of his turn. He did his action, bonus action, movement. That's all he's got. Yeah. So Irene, you are up.
Right, so he has to use like an action or something to break out of the.
Grapple, correct. If you wanted to, you could sit there and do
You
whatever
can
you
misty
like.
step out of it like a fucking G too, though.
Nope. I don't trust any spell casting in front of this dude. Not even bonus action.
I would take a gamble on power word kill if you just want to break that out real quick.
That would be fun.
I know you've been sitting on it.
He probably has too much health anyway because he's a goddamn cheater. But
So I need to roll strength, right?
yes.
That would be athletics
Oh well,
or
that.
strength. Yeah, whatever.
Okay. How's that work?
Unfortunately, not high enough.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, she's not gonna risk a misty step. The situation with the what you call it? How bad is it? Like if she doesn't move, is she screwed or?
You are noticing that. Well, you saw Garai's sort of entanglement happening in real time. It seems like it's slowed down dramatically, but it does still feel like it's kind of constricting around you at the moment. But you don't feel that you're going to be taking damage or anything in the next round or two.
All right.
It just seems like it's holding you down.
She's gonna stay put. She knows if she tries to cast or do anything, she's gonna get shot anyway.
All right, sounds good. That brings us back to Valen.
Okay. Yeah, Valen is going to scale the mighty 7-inch wall with Valen East with him.
Okay. Sounds good.
Kind of hanging out in this corner.
Yep.
Because that's very important for him.
It is.
And he's gonna take out his holy symbol, hold on to it real tight, point his hands out, and cast Disintegrate.
Ooh!
Get him.
I was so scared.
That wasn't a bad roll either.
Not bad at all.
It was not. He is going to take a shot on you, and then he's going to make a save. It is a normal shot now that you are standing.
Shield. Nope. Not do that.
Come on, Valen East.
Gonna be above it.
Ah, shit.
No, that's me.
Yeah. So, I need your Constitution saving
26.
throws. Yes.
That's
Correct. Or 25.
Oh, that's
You lowered that to
Alright.
15, not 16.
Valen East, you say you failed me. Con for the first one.
Yeah. Con for the thing, and then your
Excellent.
okay. So your maximum hit points drop by 15, and then
Okay.
go ahead for your
You need a-
concentration save.
This one's at advantage because I'm awesome.
You... Ooh, nice. Yeah, you're good. Very nice. Good rolls.
That's
All
fine.
right. So now he makes his at advantage because of a spell thing.
He a bitch though.
I want
He's a
this to
bitch.
work for you.
Yeah,
I
he a
was
bitch
nervous.
though.
He always gets mad at me for rolling really well.
He a bitch though.
Because you always roll really well. See?
Hold on though. That's just tip.
Damn it!
So, for the crowd, if you're wondering, that save, if it was added...
Nice.
Oh,
I low-key forgot about the birthday.
shit! My goodness. Maya is stone-faced, too. Look at her. She's gonna kill this motherfucker right now. Oh!
Maya is super fucking done with this shit. Birthday
I mean, jokes
inspiration.
on us. He's got 140 HP left. I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You
Go ahead
rolled
and roll
a
your.
14
Oh,
and
you
a-
did roll your damage.
Yeah.
I did roll pretty well to save against
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
But do you want to describe how this goes off? As Irene seems to refocus whatever you're doing, and
I would say pull a little bit on just like looking at Irene and then looking from here, like just seeing how dire it is, and like seeing his friends still like enveloped in vines and not quite sure what the hell's going on, but just looking at her, pointing at it, and I'd imagine maybe she does like a little weave thing. I don't want to flavor it too much because that's your character, but you're
Like
far
a
more.
little pulling motion.
Okay, yeah, and just kind of enhance, like guides it to where it needs to be.
yeah.
And almost anticipating his dodge, essentially, and just catching him flush with the ray.
Very nice. And it seems exactly that. It was a miraculous, acrobatic-looking dodge that was for sure about to get out of the way of your spell, but thankfully the two of you seem to anticipate it and hit him dead on. And as the impact seems to hit, you hear just a sort of chaotic strum from the weapon that changes shape many, many times, but often you hear as the sound of a violin. But as it strikes, you do start to see the kind of particles breaking away from the disintegrate. And as that happens, you watch as the majority of what seems to be his body and the weapon sort of form into this, again, liquid metal, almost like a splash of color, like a paint almost, that seems to just kind of swirl in space. still kind of making soft violin noises before it starts to kind of dash away. And with that, I will say that we are out of initiative.
Hold on, he just gets
Wait,
to
it was my
leave for
turn.
free.
Can
Get
I-
out of here.
I can't attack the silvery bullshit with the ape.
It's going
Come on.
away from you. I mean,
Come
I
on.
I don't
This
know
ain't
if
his
anyone
turn.
can catch up.
Get out of here. I got 6
I don't know
seconds.
if anyone can catch up.
We got
Sure,
two
I will-
people who get to go before he gets to move.
this movement is kind of part of his thing. I will
He
let.
be cheating.
He's cheating all the time. That's all he does is cheat.
I just want to watch
How
him
far-
and try and beat up some. 157. No, it's 40 feet.
I was like, there's no way.
I mean,
Yo,
if I
how
can
does
get
a giant ape only go 10 feet faster than a human being?
if someone's got a haste in their back pocket still, I can move 360 feet around. I'll catch this shit.
I
There
don't
you
think
go,
I can
there's that
outrun
too.
a regular ape, let alone a giant one. But anyway, go ahead.
That's because
Anyway.
you're 10 feet per second slower.
If I unfortunately I don't think anyone's fast enough currently. But the silver sort of almost yeah. What's up?
Hold on, Foos. You said no one's fast enough, but he's just silver right now, right? Couldn't she take a shot at him with spell sniper?
His turn would go before you, and at the start of his turn, he already moves. At the start of essentially, he moves 60 feet, so he's going elsewhere.
60
and-
feet.
Yeah, and he would likely break line of sight because he would go down the buildings, and I don't know if you could see from there. He is weaseling through these buildings and such.
He be cheating.
I think maybe this is still possible. What if she and we're gonna do some Madden here.
Mhm.
All right, what if she Misty steps down here, right? She Misty steps right there. And then she
Uh-huh.
runs around the corner.
No, because again, his turn goes before you. So, like, you would need to be able to hit him now with the 60 feet of movement that he took to get out of your line of sight.
Oh. So she can't just tag him while he's retreating?
No.
He'll have turned a corner or what have you.
Right,
Yeah, the only reason
exactly.
I was cheesing an argument out of it is because I'm literally like going next as the giant ape, and I was hoping I
And
could
like, that's why, like, I'm gonna hear you out if I think it can happen. It's just, yeah.
No, it's a
Genuinely
nice thought, but considering his movement speed was set based on whatever ours is plus a bit, we weren't getting him.
Flame, hear me out. I got this.
Oh,
You know how like every video game in which you fight giant monkeys, they pick up boulders and throw them at people?
I mean, there is a rock
you mean
throw
rock?
ability.
I have that. Actually, ooh, can I throw a rock, Foos?
Wait, where are you getting a rock?
No, he's got
You're
pots. He's got
rude.
pots.
Yeah,
right
he's
there.
literally got
Pots for
pots next to him.
days.
He's got
There's
pots.
anything up here.
Come
There's
on,
so
yeah.
many things I can throw. Actually, can I throw the pot and perfectly collect them in it and make sure the lid's on top? So
Don't make this worse for
come on,
yourself.
let me throw some shit. I'm an ape. He's mad.
Let me throw some shit. I'm in
Let me
I'll
throw
let
some
you
shit.
roll. It will have no effect on
That's
anything.
quotable.
Go ahead and roll. The fucking
Rude.
cheese is heavy
No
right now.
effect on anything. Look,
No,
he has the
I
ability.
feel like
Rock.
you want to roll.
Look at that. It
Yo,
was
where the hell was that roll?
Come on.
If for real.
Come on.
I mean, if we're getting technical, I go before he moves again, and I can catch 60 feet.
And again, like his AC is higher for the sake of ease. He has.
I'm not going to hit him
Holy
with his high-ass AC metal ball bullshit. I'm going to grapple him, which I'll have two chances on.
But anyway, he does seem to pull away, unfortunately.
I think you just scared of my grapples. Yeah,
The
see?
fucking
That's what this
cheese, I
is.
love it.
This is you cheating because you didn't want to compete with a 34 athletics.
Oh.
This is I made that like even possible, so it's just fucking bananas. But as the strum goes off and he seems to sort of dash away in the blink of an eye, you guys are out of your combat essentially. So
All right.
I will drop your initiative.
Slandy the ape is throwing something and then letting out a big apey roar.
Okay, sounds good.
I understand
Yeah,
it's
that's-
fruitless, but I would tell you that Garide's running after it. I
Okay.
don't know how long until he gives up, but
Okay.
That is,
Yeah.
I mean, he's real big. Just run through town.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. You're just a big man. Just fucking
Is it
running.
possible for Irene to tag him with haste as he's chasing?
If you would like to.
Yeah, she can. She can't do the dual cast because she doesn't have enough sorcery points. But I guess we're gonna go ahead and tag Garai. It's just gonna be like, don't die.
I want to yell at you so bad, but I'm a fucking ape.
Phil, you're still restrained.
She's grappled.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you know grappling don't mean shit in 5e.
It just means she's tied to the ground. That's it. She could still like do things and move around otherwise.
Thanks,
Sure.
Matt, for that ad quote. Perfect.
Yeah, seriously.
Yell if you get hit or anything,
Oh my
so we
god.
can know to come after you.
All right. So,
If he's
what is
leaving,
your
the
movement?
ape's following.
Full tilt.
If I were to move, bonus action dash, haste action dash, and dash, 80 plus 80 plus 80 plus 80 is 360.
Got it. Okay. You are not keeping up.
I understand. We know his speed just
Okay.
got increased to 362 just to compensate. I'm aware.
No,
I'm
it's
just
exponential.
telling
It's
you what my
exponential. It's
action-
not.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. Like, I'm trying to validate the decisions that are being made and make sure that you
This
understand
decision
what is
wasn't
happening.
based on logic or any prayer that I was going to catch it. It's just
Which is-
what would happen.
Totally fine. All right. So that is happening, and the ape is chasing after him.
At
I
a
would
whopping
say,
80 feet around.
yeah, you are getting dusted.
Yeah.
How long does your big form last?
A minute.
Until.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're fine. You're fine. Yeah,
But
yeah, so
I
you're
can
just-
re-up it.
Now it just sounds like drugs.
Oh boy.
But Big Garai is stomping around the city, and it probably takes your first full movement, the full like 300 and so feet that you're moving, that there's a moment where you feel your ears kind of like pop almost like dramatically as if elevation was changing, but you were just running either across the street or across rooftops, whatever you want to say Garai is doing, but nothing changed in elevation. It just like something in your senses seemed to just kind of like pop back to normal. And you're starting to realize that when you were in that space on the rooftop, you didn't really seem to hear anything other than the fight, the sound of your weapons, the shouts that everyone was making between each other, and of course the noises that he was making as well. But now that you're back out here, ambient sound seems to kind of come back to you, and you see plenty of people who are very surprised to see a giant human man running as fast as he can with a giant ape well behind him.
Now I'm gonna keep running to find this guy. But real quick, is there any other cheating you would like to admit to? Because he also penned in the sound of the fight so no one would come help us. Is there any other cheating sauce?
No.
Like a little cheating charity for the cheating Sunday you want to add real quick, or is that it?
No, that is enough
Yeah.
of cheating,
All right.
apparently.
All right.
cheating apparently. I
right.
like it, Foos. Keep the don't admit to it just yet. Lawyer
Oh
up,
my
lawyer up.
God. I know, I fucking, it's killing me. Let me tell you.
The allegations.
No.
That's the word.
Guy, if only I could show you the sheet that definitely had legitimate numbers on it. Oh boy, would you understand? But oh, I can't because I'm the GM. You're the player. It would be so.
Why
It
is
would be
this a
hard to
different
deal
colored
with.
ink?
I didn't even know you could do that on digital character sheets.
Nah. I complain about your cheating, but I enjoy hard D&T. It's bullshit that he got away, but it was a good fight that made
Honestly,
everybody
we
die a
should-
lot.
We should change your name to the Sometimes They Get Awayers.
Sometimes they get awares, for sure. I will have the two of you running off, and Valen, I saw you walking beside Irene, so if there was anything you wanted to do or say in that time. while you
Balin
watched
is
the other two run off.
hobbling as fast as he can to Irene, with extreme concern on his face, and just trying to get a read from her before he really says anything, because he's not really sure what to say at this particular portion. But he did
Irene,
watch.
Don't forget, you're seeing double.
Yeah, you are seeing double the hobbling Valens coming over to you in concern. Also, Maya's camera decided to quit her right now, so hopefully she will be back soon.
But yeah, he did watch a Phoenix detonate and is extremely concerned.
I will say it has quick multiple times. I know, yeah, unfortunately. I will say just because of your just general perception and also you being able to look at your friend, you do recognize that her eyes are fully white right now.
Totally fine.
Greetings, Irene. How are you?
She's
Your
muted.
webcam puts that. Can I
Yeah,
rejoin
it may
via
have messed
phone?
up her sound.
Maybe. Actually, I gotta pee, so this might be a good time for us to take a quick break, and then hopefully maybe she can figure out her camera in the meantime. So we'll be right back.
Herb,
Just in a little
this has
bit.
been an emergency broadcast.
Bye.
Brought to
Stay
you
tuned
by
for more cheating after these.
like that you held up your hand for the 5 rather than saying it this time. But we're back. Maya's a little bit smaller just because she's using a new camera and the other camera was not working. So we're all back. They just finished a fight and
No, we didn't.
Captain Brug is in the chat yelling, and Not Nenners is in chat. It's a good time to be a Nenners.
We didn't finish
Nenners.
shit.
Neither of those names are Ninners.
That's correct. That is correct. Not Nenners and Captain Brug are neither of them are Nenners. But Maya, I don't know how much you heard of Valen trying to interact with Irene. Did you hear any of that, or would we need a quick recap point? Sure. No problem.
He's just
Valen...
super concerned, and just is looking at you like half of it is like legitimate emotional, like, oh my god, I saw you get KO'd a few times, and the second part of it is like, I just saw the other half of you die, and academically, I'm not sure what that means. So you're getting a combination of that at the moment, but
Well,
yeah,
her first response is going to be, how about you help me get out of this? Like the vines and everything. She's going to try again to like get herself out. Hopefully with some help.
what's the quality of help she's getting? Because I don't know if I'm out of range for Kevin.
You're absolutely out of range for Kevin.
Okay.
But like it is easy enough. The two of you just working
So
on
subtract
it
a 1 from that and it's not an advantage.
That's not bad. Honestly, that is not
Yeah.
bad. But no, the two of you easily enough can do it. And the other thing is, as you are both sitting here, and again, Bailey, you recognize that her eyes are fully white, but you're pulling these off and you're kind of starting to see them sort of wither and gray a little bit towards the ends. And it looks like whatever growth they had initially, it seems to have halted entirely and they seem to be kind of falling away. So easily enough for the two of you to just kind of peel off the rest from Irene.
So, my question to you, Foos, is what's going on with Kandar?
For probably the first time that you can remember, Irene, you feel very cold right now. You don't hear anything from your friend.
She's gonna get up and I can't hear him, feel him, anything.
He's muted.
I'm sorry. You were still alive when the explosion happened. I'm pretty sure that was his doing too. I mean, he is a phoenix. Their legend is to come back.
She doesn't really have much of anything to say at this point. I mean, given what happened in the demon place. And now she's done. Like, she just has no words left. She's already been through grief like 40 times in like the past 2 weeks, and this is yet another one. So she doesn't have words. She's kind of sitting there, kind of just staring off to the side and trying to see if she can spot the great ape and a nonsensically handsome man off in the distance.
Nonsensically handsome man.
Yeah, Valen will just stay close, but not really say anything. It's just solidarity kind of thing.
These two sitting in silence on the roof. As what's going on? Also, so poofy, thank you. So like the sunken place. Kits is asking you some questions in chat, but we'll kind of jump back to the sprinting, very, very large Garai, and the ape kind of just chasing after him a bit of a distance behind, though. Actually, for Garai, give me a perception check.
Is it for him to see if this this thing that I'm throwing at him is gonna hit him before he sees it or not?
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot to bring up my cheat sheet of things I get. Because certain rolls are just advantage. None of them are perception, though. So,
Okay.
just roll that.
Oh my god. Very nice roll. As you're going, it does seem to be sort of outrunning you, and you also are noticing that the people that you are running past now, who also seem surprised that you're running past them, already seem to have been sort of like, what the heck was that? And then your big ass like runs past them. So they already seem like they're reacting to something. And not only that, but you seem to be going in a direction that, especially in your past, you vaguely kind of remember maybe an entrance or something in this area. There's something important to perhaps the organization that he seems to be fleeing towards.
Okay. Do I continue to see people who are surprised before I get there as I run?
Yes.
Because if I lose sight of him, I'm going to follow the surprised people as long as I can
Yeah.
to try and get as close to his destination.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell me, because 9 rounds of this is 3,240 feet.
Jesus Christ, right. Of you just full tilt going. Yeah.
Do I eventually get so far outpaced that there's no more surprised people that are pre-surprised? They're just surprised to see me? Or do the surprised people stop well, I guess I wouldn't know the difference. Do the surprised people stop so I have to either assume I've lost him for completely or he's entered something?
I will also ask for a I guess a survival check here. Because your perception is good enough to pick up on people reacting and also kind of like your environment. This is more to, I guess, pick up on any other sort of movements he makes based on the people around you.
Let me ask you this. Since he's not leaving a physical trail,
Yes.
would this rather be, let me just double check my bonuses. Would this instead be insight, reading the surprise on the people's faces?
I was genuinely gonna say it might be insight. So the fact that you mentioned it, I think we can rule it insight if you're reading the people
Cool.
as opposed to like.
I'm gonna put some cream cheese on this tracking bagel because I get advantage on insight checks.
I know. Okay, good. That was not bad at all. Get some cheese in the chat for you. You managed to stay on the trail for quite some time. If Garai probably wasn't jumped up on adrenaline right now, I think there's a part of him that would be gassed from running this fast. Obviously, haste is very, very helpful, but you find yourself seemingly keeping up with the people, with everyone's reactions as you are running through this city, and eventually haste ends, which stuns you for.
Well, that's my question. Does that full distance, that 3,000 plus feet, I'm still finding surprised people?
You're still finding surprised people, but you recognize that at the end, right when the surprised people seem to be kind of tapering off, or less people seem to be noticing, is right about the time where your haste would end.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you know that 3,240 feet is 9 rounds, which I did specifically because at that point I'm no longer a hasted giant. I shrank down to a normal man, but I get 360 more feet.
Correct. Okay.
So you tell me,
yep,
if that additional bringing me up to a 3,600 even is enough to get all the way there, or were you already accounting for that, which is totally fair.
It's a little bit of that. It's more that you end in a different neighborhood. You have sprinted your way out of sort of this like commoner's residential area, and instead have found yourself in a bit more of a lofty, richer area, affluent section of the city. And the buildings here are still very much connected, much like the sort of places that you had just been, but they just seem to be much larger. And in this area, you do remember there's some kind of gathering or something here. There was never an address for it, but there was just sort of a recognition of the buildings. And you feel like you're probably pretty close to likely an important place to them, or at least to him, for sure.
And then follow-up question.
Sure.
Doing the math, 3,600 feet in a minute is 40 miles an hour I was just running. So you just tell me this because I ran to the last possible second because I was obsessed with getting there, and then I get stunned. How far do I slide?
If you're running 40 miles an hour.
I full tilt
oh,
until all
God.
of a sudden magic goes, no, you're not.
Holy shit.
How far did you travel again?
3,600 feet.
Yeah, you know how far behind you are.
A long
I
way.
only made it to the 720 mark.
He's trying though. He's trying. Oh my God.
Down at the speed
Oh, you want
of
some math?
sound.
Hold on. I got. I'll figure out the math for the sliding.
Places to go, God.
Foos,
Follow my brain. Yes. Whoa.
what would you consider? What would you assume the coefficient of drag for a Garai would be? we talking like a car here. We talking car sliding on ice. This is sand, so I assume it's pretty gritty. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be a high coefficient of drag. Now, a follow-on question: is the center of mass high or is it low? Is it in the middle? Is he
high.
gonna like teeter over and start rolling,
Yeah.
or is he gonna like slide? All
No,
right, so
it
he's gonna
is-
roll. There's some rolling
It
motion
is
in
ass
there.
over tea kettle for sure.
you said you
Especially
were going
if he's
40
running
miles an
until he's
hour?
done.
All right, and the stun I assume would be the equivalent of 0 acceleration going from that full that maintained velocity
stop.
down to 0. So that'd be a pretty quick stop. Hold on, let me do some math for you.
Oh, no.
The questions that come up at Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, what kind of clothes is Garai wearing? Is there how wind resistant is it? Thank you, Kits. I didn't factor in wind resistance. Usually it's pretty negligible, but he could be wearing a cape. Is he wearing a cape?
He's not.
How
wearing
flowy are those locks?
They're decently. He's wearing studded leather armor, so you have to account for the studs.
All right, so still negligible.
The ones on the
All right.
outside and inside of the armor.
Oh my god. Ooh, no wonder. All right.
Negative charisma. Remember, negative charisma.
Garage negative
he has
charisma.
studs on
I
the
have an
inside of his
abundance.
armor. You'd be cranky too.
Oh my God. All right, we're doing some math.
Oh, please keep going. It's gonna take me a minute.
Okay, I was like, I don't.
Big Ape
I
is
have a feeling.
catching up until Big Ape feels that it's no longer great to do so.
Yeah, I mean, you're not terribly bright right now. But I think it's up to you whether you think that he would try his best to keep up, or
I think it's because it's not we talk about it, they're actually pretty wise and they're not horribly dumb, but I think giving the situation, knowing like going into this knowing that like, oh, this is a bad target, seeing someone give chase, he's gonna try and keep up, because there's nothing else that he can do as a giant ape.
Okay. You can give me survival or perception to see essentially how you're picking up on the trail. This was a very large man running 40 miles an hour, so there is like a visible trail of sand like whooshing away from him as he runs. But let's just see how. Yeah, all right, that's not terrible. Again, there's a visible trail, so you can kind of keep up. And there are people who are still a little surprised, and you are also adding to that surprise as the Liquid Terminator goes, and then a giant man runs, and then a giant ape runs. I will just say you are on the trail essentially, and you are on your way. Garai completely eats shit. Like, absolutely runs, and the stun hits, and just fucking again ass over tea kettle. You're not gonna take a ton of damage. I'm just gonna give you like a D4 of like bludgeoning damage as you
I'm just
fucking.
picturing a condensed
Bail.
version of the guy from Airplane. Like in that movie, they spread the bit out over like an hour and a half. But he sees a liquid ball of metal and he goes, "I picked the wrong week to quit drinking." And not long after, it's just a big ass man. "I picked the wrong week to quit smoking." And then a little bit later, a monkey. "I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue."
Yeah, 100%. That is
So
the citizens at the moment.
for reference, an average car stopping in good weather at 40 miles an hour is 120 feet. And that's with brakes. And rigidity, which I imagine the Garai probably doesn't have as much rigidity, so there's probably a lot of flapping going on. In inclement weather, it only increases to 200 feet. So I can only imagine that this stun, if he is full tilt on this stun, like, and you did slow down a little bit, right? Because you're in large form. You
Well, it didn't give
reduced
me any
before
speed
you.
bonus.
Do what?
I was just as fast. I was just smaller.
Exactly. It was the
Oh,
same
shit.
speed, just smaller.
Okay, all right. So you have less mass now, so not as much slowing you down. So I imagine you'd slide. It's gotta be at least 400 feet. It's gotta be.
You just slid a football field and the parking lot.
Okay.
Does he have meat crown?
You want to revise that D4?
The D4 is for the ground.
The ground took 3 damage.
The ground, like when you hit the ground, you're gonna keep rolling. There's no way you're not hitting a building or barrels or something in 400 feet. There's no straight line that lasts that long, especially where you're going. So you're gonna smash into a building for sure. Oh no! Okay, and you're stunned the whole time. So I was like, maybe you can make a dex save or something to kind of like reduce it a little bit. This is literally you just slamming forward. We will say, because you're going 400 feet. Oh my goodness.
Oh, magic items don't work when I'm polymorphed. Fuck!
No, they do not. No, they do not. You are going to slam into a building and with no math at all.
With no math.
I'm going to just say it's going to be 4d6, a d6 for every 100 feet that you are sliding into this wall. Again, no math being used. Just like taking these ridiculous numbers.
Just what feels right.
Holy shit.
Oh
wow.
My god, you still go down.
Anybody want to guess how many hit points I had? You might actually be able to see it.
12.
Yeah.
I know. I could see it on the screen.
I forgot you guys do that.
Short.
That worked out.
Oh.
I was gonna say I'm gonna feel bad if a little bit for a bit, but also I would 100% have been full tilt until the last
12
second.
was after the 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was literally 1 hit point. Garai, you go careening into barrels and various other sort of storage that seem to have been outside of what looks to be a residential space, and you slam into the side of that building so hard that you actually feel some glass pieces raining down on you, as that particular wall that you smashed into now has a giant crack running up the side.
Shouldn't have been
there. It was a feather shop. He's okay. It was a feather shop.
Oh, it was a feather shop. Well,
it was a feather shop.
You know, feather shops are just made of feathers. So, like, even on the outside.
It was, ironically, it was the storeroom for the feathers. Like,
yeah,
he's fine.
The building shouldn't have been there, and it got in my way, and that'll hold up in court if anyone wants to try and sue me for damages.
Also, somebody left the door open. Straighten the feathers.
All right. I'm going to start just dragging my ass back. I mean,
oh my god!
I'll then have time to recognize that this is probably close to an important place, and all the things you told me that are relevant to the story. This is now when I would recognize them in my just coming to from being stunned, just pain.
Now you gotta fight. If a giant ape could slow down in time to not careen into you.
No, there's no way. It wouldn't be nearly that bad either. I mean, like you very clearly see the skid mark of Garai's body. But there's a very audible, like almost what feels like blocks wide gasps. As everyone who was in the vague area seems to have noticed that this man has just, at what seems to be almost light speed, smashed into the side of this building. And the first few voices that are kind of like starting to come to for you seem to be like a concerned mother with her child. Just, oh my god, sir, are you all right? Just sort of like leaning over to check up on you. And soon after you hear like many footsteps behind her, just kind of coming in your direction. But she seems to be just sort of leaning over you and kind of pulling away some of the planks and various pieces of plaster that seem to have fallen on you. Just, are you all right? Are you dead? She's like kind of hiding her child behind her, and she's looking over you.
I'm gonna need to use the wall I ran into to help get myself to my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm just gonna like pathetically brush like rubble away. I'm fine.
You ran very. Did you? What happened? Are you? The guards are on their way. I guess you can explain to them. Oh, you don't look okay. Maybe you should sit down. Don't stand up yet.
I'll be fine. This is important. Did anyone in this area see just a silver? It might have been a ball, just a streak, some sort of moving metallic thing.
Faster than him. Imagine.
Like a flashlight, yeah, I guess.
When
Persuasion check.
you say that like I'm not trying to intimidate here.
I don't know if you're very intimidating, being like, oh, maybe you
That's
are.
not the
Big boy
point.
man who smashed into the wall and it's like, oh shit!
What the shit, man?
What
Holy
is this
fuck.
character and use bond that is just unbreakable? I love it. All right, so as you're asking that, like you see her kind of like, the fuck, like this. I'm trying to help this guy and he just doesn't. But something about your urgency seems to kind of click, and you see her just kind of a few seconds before you, I guess, just went down that way. Are you chasing it? Did it do this to you?
Not important. Where did it go?
She just told you.
She's kind of points down this particular road does seem to kind of wind a bit, which is part of the reason why you smashed into a wall. As this road curves, she kind of points down towards the curve, and you recognize that this part actually kind of seems to kind of route itself near back towards the infinite. And where she's pointing, you can already kind of hear a little bit of the waves starting to kind of crash against the infinite that is off to that side.
All right. Well, this road doesn't seem to be very helpfully like a private drive where it just leads to an obvious building. This is like a regular ass road.
Unfortunately.
All right. But I have a vague idea of where we need to look in this area anyway.
Yes.
Good enough for me. I'm gonna get up.
I'm dumb at this point.
I'm gonna just triple check that I've got like my shit all together, like my sword didn't go flying away or anything.
Give me an investigation check.
I've also got a shield to be concerned
400
about.
feet, yeah. Oh, God.
You're gonna go get
Investigation, you said?
with your one full hit point.
Oh man.
How's it not bad?
Holy
not bad.
shit.
Taking a look, your gloves are gone. You have one shoe on. The sword's still there. Shield's definitely gone. And there are several buckles on your armor that seem to have unbuckled and are just kind of like flapping open in some places, but it seems like you mostly lost the extremities, which were the gloves, the boots, and the shield.
I'm gonna assume that the shield didn't survive. Not that it's just flung somewhere.
Uh-huh.
So as long as the sword's just in its scabbard, I'm just gonna retighten whatever belts I can and just thank you. Walk away. I'm headed back the way I came. It's weirdly gonna take a lot longer this time.
It's just like very
Maybe
clear
that's what's
panic.
best.
Like, yeah, really. There's very clear kind of like panic on this woman's face. She's like, "Don't stand." Okay. You might have broken everything.
I was gonna say, can we get a limp check?
Oh, there's no way this man is walking regularly. This is full like limp. You are dragging your body.
You
down.
say that, but I plan on moving my 40 feet and then dashing for 40 feet and then bonus. No, I accept that I probably can't double dash my way back to try and get some of that.
Bro,
That was a fucking.
you're just obstinate.
Please imagine if that was enough damage to knock him out again, and then he just bled out at the side of the city.
I was genuinely concerned.
Yeah, that was fucking close. But as that is happening, you do hear some guards kind of, with all of their equipment, sort of running their way towards you, immediately trying to call for your attention. But I'm gonna pause it right there because as the ape is running through this city, you are also joined by a few guards who first you recognize that there seem to be a few behind you, just not quite keeping pace, and then there seem to be a few ahead of you who are kind of taking in the scene of surprised people pointing in general directions and asking various questions. But as you start running in their direction, one in particular stands in front of you and holds up a hand. Halt! Ape,
Damn it!
That was a good, very good roll.
No.
All
All right. How far away would he know how far away behind Garai he is yet?
Please don't monkey slap our friends.
You have no idea in terms of numbers, like, but you would very clearly know.
Is it like? Can he tell that he's like not that much further? Or is he like no sight, just still following the trail?
Yeah, that.
I feel like the halt. How far away is the guard when he says halt?
He's probably a good 50, 60 feet away from you.
Okay. I feel like it's gonna take him a second to be like, he's gonna like try and do a stop, but like it's gonna end up being like a jump, hopefully over the guard and landing behind him. And then just kind of like pause and look at. I don't know if it's gonna work. Whatever you need me to roll, I don't want to narrate too much yet. But he's trying to jump over this guard at the moment.
No, you can do it. You're a giant ass ape. That is fine. That's like a human jumping over like a mini step ladder. That's fine.
So he's just doing his thing. He recognizes the stop and realizes I probably should. And like he tries to stop, realizes that if he doesn't jump over this guard, he's probably gonna take him out.
Yeah.
Tries to do a jump, lands on the other side of him, like kind of sideways, and does. I can't do it right now because my back hurts. But like kind of.
Oh yeah.
He's facing this way. The guard's over there. The way to continue going is that way, and he just kind of like looks.
There's a very clear like okay. Preventers, right? We heard that there was this. You're one of the preventers, right? That's fine until you made the face.
He's trying to like get on, let's go, or shut up. Like,
oh God. Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh yes, a disadvantage. Amazing.
It's disadvantage because you're an ape. That's like literally the only reason.
Shit? That's a beautiful roll for being disadvantaged. And -2.
That's a 12 and a 10. Let's go. Oh my God, I love it. But you try to convey like we gotta go. I gotta go. There's stuff going on over there. And this sort of just panicky guard is just, please wait. There's been a disturbance. It doesn't seem. Maybe you're part of it. No, sir, wait! It just starts running after you. And like 2 other guards seem to be kind of calling after you, but you have a tail of guards trying to keep up. But a giant ape is just 10 feet faster than a regular person.
Oh, he's still dashing. He's on the mission to must find teammates.
I'm aware. But I
will say, after that interaction, he is being a little bit more careful. So if he needs to like forfeit some of his movement speed to like not smash into somebody's cabbage stand, he'll do that.
Okay, that's fine.
Cabbages.
So you're being cautious of your surroundings, but
he wasn't before. Now he kind of all right. The fuzz is on me.
Yeah.
Trying to catch the static fuzz.
It's gonna take like several minutes for you to catch up. Yeah. So it is you like running through the just following the trail. Roll me another perception check just to see if you keep up with the trail the whole time.
Boy.
Or survival, whichever.
That wasn't supposed to be disadvantage, but
it's fine.
15
we take
it is.
First, as per usual. The good news is, again, this is not a terribly subtle trail to keep up with. There was a 12-foot man running 40 miles an hour, and that's thankfully not too hard to keep up with. Man. So you are able to follow it, and the guards behind you, you're starting to recognize are like kind of growing in mass. It's kind of like one of those like cop chases where it's just like it starts off with one cop car, and then by the end there's like 40 of them. But, so like this area of the city, which may I remind you, you are kind of getting towards the more regal side of the city, now has a giant ape running through it with a just ton of guards running behind him, shouting at various times to Preventer, sir, please stop, sir. Just trying to chase after you as best they can. But you are able to follow this trail and eventually kind of lead you back to Garai, who is actually being talked to by some guards, and I will let you kind of stop there for a second as Garai has an opportunity to react to guards trying to get him to stop and take care of his wounds. But the first few seem more surprised that you're standing than anything else. But as they kind of approach you and see you limping, we need to take it. Are you okay? What happened? Why you slammed into this building? What is going on?
You need to send every available man to fan out through the area and find any reports of a streak of silver, a flash of light, a metal ball that went through about as fast as I was just going, faster even.
This silver flash is dangerous?
An assassin.
An assassin is a silver... Okay. Have you seen this before?
Today. Minutes ago. But before that, no.
They're looking over your just like bloody, battered body, missing a shoe, and like various things. And I understand, sir. We can set up a perimeter and investigate the area, ask a few questions. But you might be better off taking a moment, maybe sit for a bit. We can ask a few more questions of you and get a better idea of what's going on.
Well, then walk and talk. I have a ways to get back.
Give me a persuasion check. Oh gosh. Okay, there you go. There is a time where, like, as you're saying this, like, you're kind of recognizing just a little bit of recognizing recognition, but literally that's what it is.
Flash the badge.
Flash
the badge.
There seems to be something that you do not have a badge. I'm on your side. Bye. Like runs away or limps away. That's the best part. So he's gonna be like, I'm gonna leave, and then, but there seems to be like clarity in this guy's face as he's sort of staring over you, and things have been rough. I get it. Could we just have a seat? Let's get the full story before you go anywhere else.
He's physically not going to let me walk away because that's what I'm trying to do.
He's
I don't have a lot of fight.
Yeah, he's standing in front of you, and if you try to walk past him, he'll just try to like put an arm out and kind of redirect you towards a bench.
I'll go sit. I'm not happy about it, but I'll go sit.
Not happy about it.
Yeah, you go sit and you're unhappy about it. And after probably a few minutes of conversation with the guard, just kind of trying to get an idea of what the fuck happened, you also recognize that there seems to be a great deal of sympathy coming from the two kind of speak with you. One sits beside you on the bench and the other stands, but they mention some of the grief that you have suffered and kind of offer services, or if the palace needs to take you in, and various different solutions. But as that is happening, you recognize a giant ape running down the road with many guards behind him.
I would also like to add that you kind of hear him shouting, like, it in his best ape Garai impression. Grrr. Grrr.
And there's just a cacophony of shouts and commands from the guards behind him, trying desperately to keep up with this ape. And just kind of barely like keeping up, but not, making ground, essentially. But yeah, you do recognize a very familiar ape coming your way, and it's at that point that this likely tedious conversation comes to an abrupt halt as both the guards are like, Is this a friend of yours?
Yes.
Like, one of them just kind of like taps the bench, very frustrated, and starts standing up. But Ryland, you are recognizing this scene as you are coming up. Garai seems to be seated on a bench on the side, with a few guards around him.
As he starts recognizing Garai, he'll kind of like do a little trot and slow down and make his way up, like in Garai's face. And pending any retaliation or restraint from any parties involved, he'll kind of pick him up and start walking back.
Sir, no, you cannot. We are, sir. Is that a sir? I can like as you kind of turn around, you recognize that there's about 5 or 6 guards that have like either collapsed or are just gassed behind you, just huffing and puffing. But there's a few others that seem to have made the journey. It seemed to be kind of closing the gap, and you are still sort of surrounded by a few that just kind of have their hands up and are, sir. That's a preventer. We heard that it was one of the. Do we know which one? We do not know, sir. We just need you to wait for a moment, please. Could you not be an ape for so we can figure this out? There was talks of a silver ball and
God
flash.
damn it! I want to be chaos.
Ryland is very considerate right now.
Yeah, exactly that. The parts of Ryland are somehow bleeding through when it shouldn't be, but it is. It's just like, I should probably wait. And he'll just kind of sit down and just like stare intently at everyone. Not intending to be intimidating, but probably being intimidating.
It's very unnerving. You're trying. Are you still carrying Garai, by the way? Did you sit
Yes.
like with Garai, like still in your?
Unless Garai's like resisting, he has like Garai scooped up, like just ready. Like he knows to protect this man.
Is there any struggle from Garai as you are being held like a toddler in this giant ape's hands?
I just. Why are you stopping us now?
Us? We're trying to figure out what is going on. There have been disturbances in the city in various different locations, and we need all the information we can get before we choose the right course of action. And, sir, it has been reported that you slid into that wall very, very fast. Do you
The only
deny this activity?
information is that an assassin is retreating into his den. And instead of acting on that, I was sequestered to a bench.
Yes. You look like you are likely in a great deal of pain, and we are worried for your health. In all aspects of it. And you see him kind of trailing off as he like looks between you and the giant ape that's holding you. And then back to you. Just want the full story. Make sure everything's okay. Which it doesn't seem to be by any means. We have sent some to investigate the area, but we're not entirely sure what we're looking for other than a silver streak.
Tell Dubs he's playing the wrong game.
Focus.
That is all there is to look for now.
He's just gonna look towards the ape. Can you understand? Does he understand? Just looking at the ape, which
I imagine like it's an irritable ape, like roar every few like minutes or so, just like, and it's slowly becoming more and more apparent that he's just like because he can't understand any languages. So he's every now and then he'll like move a little bit, and then I imagine the guards are gonna be like no, and he'll like stop again, and then he'll move again.
yeah, it's
Sort of those standoffs.
It's pretty much literally that. Since the two of you are itching to leave, one of you can roll with advantage, or I will need 2 persuasion checks up to you. It's up to you guys to see whether or not.
I mean, if they have specific questions, I will answer them factually and briefly.
Briefly. Can I get bonus points for being intimidating? Apparently, giant apes don't come with intimidation. I think that's bullshit.
Yep. Unfortunately, you are not proficient in intimidation. But
That's bullshit.
I am.
yeah, he is.
I
That
just
is
don't
true.
cut the most imposing figure at the moment. Did you want to roll your own persuasion, or did you want to give me
I kind
advantage,
of
or
want to
me
see
give you
roll one,
advantage?
even though I know you're gonna have the better odds.
Am I?
Oh, no.
The wheels on the bus are falling off, falling off.
Yeah!
Falling off.
I'm just curious. Roll again. I want to see what would happen if we gave you.
I just want to
You
know
rolled that
the
advantage.
path not
Curious.
traveled.
Oh my
So I can roll incredible, right, but only in combat.
Correct,
Oh.
yes. Apparently, when it
I would
matters.
recommend you stop asking this man to roll persuasion. Seems to not be helping.
It's not the. It's not. It's
I mean,
not
I
his
did crit
strong
on the
suit.
first persuasion, so it's not, I guess, entirely
Crit
combat.
on the first person.
He absolutely did.
With a 19 total.
The two of you are sort of inundated with questions. Most of it just being about where did it start, what did you see, explain in detail what you saw, where did you think it was going. We can investigate that place, but you are both kind of tied down in this location for a bit. Garai, you did mention that you would be truthful. Is there anything that you wouldn't be, or would it just be sort of
No, it would be
honest?
factual and it would be brief. And the longer
Okay.
it goes, the more obvious it is that I dislike them.
Great. I love it. But we're gonna keep you guys here. I'm just gonna pop over to the other team. Dave, you've been on the roof for minutes. You do recognize.
Oh, I was gonna say after like a long moment, Irene's finally gonna speak up and just be like, "I was right to seek out the training. I think I've been relying on everyone else's power for too long. Just hate that I waited so late to make that decision."
The need to change and improve ourselves often doesn't come at times that we prefer, but it's important that they do come.
Do you think Tamina might know of a way to bring Kandara back?
I'll ask him.
Thank you.
He was kind of too really stressed and tired to think about holding it. He just mage hands the gem out and holds it up. And
You do remember that it needs skin contact to work.
oh
Yeah.
god damn it, he'll actually
Your
hold
mage hand would just
Yeah, he's just like,
disconnect.
and then just grab it.
Mage hands the hand back to my
yeah.
hand.
Isn't there a somatic component to Mage Hand? Or is it just verbal?
He casts it psionically, so I don't think there is.
Okay. I was to say,
but
I'm too
I don't
lazy
think
to
that changes it,
pick
I
up
just think
Mage Hand.
because they did the same thing with the psionic wizard, where when you cast things psionically, there's no, I think, verbal or whatever component to it. Anyway, I think there's somatic. But anyway, long story short, he creates contact and is first off, I owe you a thank you. So
I
There's that.
don't think you do, because may I remind you that I wouldn't be alive. Alive? I don't know what this is. I wouldn't be here if you didn't find some weird rechargey thing for me, so I appreciate that. I'm also glad you're not dead, so there's that. Also, are you okay? I guess.
kind of a little upset
Mhm.
for various reasons, but I'll be fine. All things considered. I had a question for you. Do you have any information or history with Phoenixes, Phoenicians, Phoenix? I'm gonna go with
Well,
Phoenix.
Not particularly, but one moment. Oh god dang, why are you doing this to me? I don't know if this is happening to anyone else, but there are times where like my chat won't like scroll all the way down. It kind of like cuts off just a little
Roll
bit.
20 has been
100%.
sassy as hell this weekend. I don't
100%.
Yep.
I was struggling a little bit, but because I rolled a history check for her, but I was like, I have to see, I can't see it. But yeah, I see it now. Okay. But he takes a second to consider it, and then I know the basics, I guess. Is it in reference to what just happened here?
Yeah, she wants some more information, and fortunately that wasn't my area of study, but I think
as
it's...
far as I know, so long as the egg is protected, then the phoenix shall rise again.
Did you say egg?
Correct.
Is
Is that surprising?
Yes. Do you... It's gonna sound really strange. Do you have the egg?
The egg?
From which the phoenix hatched, I assume?
No. She doesn't have that, Foos.
You
Right?
do not. Irene,
Do you-
roll me a insight check, and Valen, roll me an investigation check.
Is she inciting me? I'm telling her the truth.
Yes, you're good.
She's inciting the Phoenix. Get out of here.
Oh my god, nice. That's a good roll. That's a good roll.
Hold on. Roll 20 is being sassy.
Get out of here, Joe. Don't you dare.
That's not doing. Except it's like, what?
To be fair, Valen came out of an egg, so maybe he can be the one to.
That's
He
what I'm
did.
saying. Like, how many of us motherfuckers are born out of eggs? What's going on here?
So many eggs. Oh,
Oh, shit.
Now I roll the fucking 20. Awesome.
it was investigation. Is it the same bonus?
Oh, I believe so. Yes, plus 11. Correct.
Okay, I thought so. That's why I was like, you're fine.
Yep.
It's as you're saying this that you seem to catch it a little bit first. Unfortunately, your friend doesn't look the way you remember it, mostly because her eyes are that full white. And that's where you were originally kind of looking, especially just checking up on her and how she's doing. But now that you're starting to notice some parts of her shoulders and what looks like maybe her elbows and such seem to be a little paler than you remember. Just kind of looking over it, it almost looks like a chitin seems to be kind of building over her skin. And it's very slowly growing in place. Almost to the point where you wouldn't notice it growing at all. But almost like the joints of her body seem to be kind of growing something. And Irene, it's probably after the recognition hits Valen as he's staring at you that you do kind of feel a little bit of warmth in those spots, like emanating from your joints, like your elbows, your shoulders, your knees a little bit. And when you go to look down, you start seeing sort of just hard, almost like a faint, almost orange, very, very gently colored carapace seems to be kind of growing in place.
Is this new?
Are you the egg? And more importantly, are you turning into one?
I have no idea, but these bugs do feel warm. Touch them.
No. And then like he takes a moment to realize like how cruel that was, and then like brings it back. All right. He'll just kind of
He
softly
started
try
to glare for a second.
But he will, out of respect, try to tactile get a feel for this.
It's kind of smooth like an egg, and you're starting to recognize it seems to be just slightly mottled in some spaces, but it really feels like an eggshell. But like flexible, like it's moving with her. It's not like a hardened piece that restricts her movement.
So,
Do you want to show this to your friend?
no, I don't need to. And I'm sure he's seeing it now.
This is fucked.
If only you could hear him now.
Can she hear that?
No.
Oh, they're not linked. Okay.
Yeah.
No, No, they are linked, but he only hears them in his head. So unless you're holding onto it, you can't hear what he's saying.
There's some things that are self-evident. You're turning into an egg, or were an egg. And I suggest bed rest and you don't do anything that would jeopardize your life in the near future.
She can't help but glare at that one.
It's just what I don't understand. I mean, I'm good. That's good news, I assume. Hopefully, I don't understand your bond fully,
Bro.
but I don't think you do either. Don't look at me like that. Did you know you would turn into an egg?
No, that was directed at Joe, who was being.
Oh,
Just going off of chat.
all right. So, I have some bad news for you.
Somehow make this day worse. Let's go.
Your eyes are completely white.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yep, that tracks.
The good news is, I assume with all the visual effects that were going on, Quadrono and company are in tow and will hopefully be able to assist with your ocular issues. The, I guess, kind of humorous news. Ryland is still a giant ape.
Can you turn that off?
I can.
You should.
Normally, I would agree with you, but I lack the capacity to restore him to his full strength, and he was very, very, very badly wounded. So until Quadrono gets back, I don't feel comfortable releasing him.
Okay. Can't be any worse than leaving him alone as he normally is. Well, he'll be fine.
You think he'll disappoint more women as an ape, or?
Absolutely.
You hear a massive roar through the city.
Unless Gurai is with him, and I imagine he is. The haste is worn off at this point, so I'm sure they've caught up with each other. Or it. But I feel like if they caught up with it, we'd be hearing an explosion somewhere in the city.
Did they hear the gasp and an impact of a 800-pound human slamming into a wall?
Was there a dust cloud?
He was a regular-sized person when he slammed into the wall, and that was quite a distance away. So unfortunately,
no
dust cloud.
No dust cloud. Unfortunately,
he was moving really fast.
So
he was moving really fast.
I think you needed just a little bit of levity at the moment, but back to your training. What are your plans?
Here? I'm
sorry?
Start moving towards them in case it got messy again.
We're safe up here. As safe as we're going to be. I don't know what's in the streets. I don't know who else is out there. Budai could be out there. I'm not in shape to fight anyone. Neither are you. I think we just do the smart thing. Sit tight. Let our friends who know where we are come back. And those who don't have an easier time of finding us. We start moving around the city. We start missing each other.
I wanted to break free. And she pulls out a potion of healing that she had and is just like, I wanted to break free and shove this down Ryland's throat. Couldn't though. So I'm not gonna use it on myself. Or you seem to be okay compared to if one of those two comes back, we just
I wish I could teach you mirror image.
You know, there's not much I can really hold or swap around. I was keeping shield and I was keeping the shadow vesture that I learned. And during that fight, I was always just out of reach to use that. And there's
You
some
know-
sort of like self-loathing in her voice. Just
I was thinking, you know haste.
Mhm.
Do you know the inverse?
I could try to pick it up.
That would be very useful, I think, next time we run into him.
I hope we don't anymore.
I do and I don't.
This is twice now. We have to stop instigating this.
Well, twice for me.
That's what I said, yeah. This is twice now. And we keep chasing after this guy with half a team or less. It just never ends well. It's too much risk. We're taking too many risks. Too much. We see something, an enemy, we see red, we chase after them, we get humbled. And maybe we need to take a different approach to this moving forward.
If you find a better one, let me know. These are attacks of opportunity due to our lack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Overall.
And how'd that turn out? Attack of opportunity for who? Us?
It might sound
Did you notice?
a little silly now, but we won that one. I don't know how a creature survives a full-blown disintegrate spell, which is going to be subject for my own studies.
She squints at him at the whole like we won, and he's defeated because in her head she has lost. She has lost a friend. It's not a victory for her. It's just like, look, when that mirror assassin attacked, how did it get away?
I don't think it got away.
You guys are saying that it could reform itself, right?
It can reconstitute itself. Correct.
Considering what happened here, I expect the same thing to happen with him.
I need to sit down and think about this. No, he's clearly not dead. There's no argument there. However,
we're throwing ourselves at him, losing lives to temporarily set him back.
He just kind of points at her arms. I don't think we lost anyone.
Well, not this
Temporarily.
time.
No.
As you're sort of saying that, you recognize a very familiar red dress woman on the same rooftop as you, but a good safe 30 or so feet away. Looks a lot like Lahihi, yes.
Actually, great question. How'd you bring that up? Does she moonwalk in the view?
As she says that, she's just moonwalking in the back. No.
No, she's doing the thriller. She's got to be doing the thriller.
Tip the hat. Got the ankles looking all amazing.
But from her distance, she'll add on. Do you see what I mean now?
I do.
And she showed up to, I told you so. How rude.
I think, granted, we were missing probably. You know what? I think the next fight we have will go much better now that I have a better idea of how he operates.
You get that glare yet again.
I think you have suffered a great deal right now, Irene, and I respect that. But I don't think that biding our time or setting the perfect trap for somebody who can track us whenever they want is the best approach. And Lahiri, although look, I don't like you, and I'm sure you don't like me. And the only reason we even interact is because of my brother. But I think it's fair to warn you that she's been infected with whatever ocular curse that they throw around. So if you are looking to be out of sight, I'd suggest doing so now.
See, the thing I feel like you constantly miss is if he wanted you as a target or to be dead, then that would have happened by now. So taking time to make a plan or set something up is quite the better idea, I think, right now. They're well aware of where we are. Probably at all times.
Right.
You ran into him here, but I
Mhm.
guarantee you if we had been where I asked us to visit, would have seen him there too. Distance and space doesn't seem to be a problem for him.
So your argument is to fight him at his lair, even when he knows we're coming, with things that he knows we've prepared.
Not at his lair. Another place where we decide. He knows where we are. It doesn't necessarily he knows what we're doing.
So how do we bait him out besides going to said lair?
Well, that's a talk for when you get that fixed, I think.
Get what fixed? Oh,
We also need to wait for certain other elements that we put in motion. She's like staring at Valen and hoping he gets the message about Gurugu. At least be patient enough for that.
look, I'm in no shape to fight him again anytime soon. So don't worry about me running off to kill him again. So, Lahiri, what do we owe your... Oh, you probably want to know that your paramour is currently a giant ape downtown somewhere.
There's a very clear moment of her like, my who? Oh. You know, that seems to be the most fitting shape for him, actually. But no, I wasn't looking for him, if that's what you were referring to. I was trying to keep track of him. I think I may have developed a way to have an idea of where he might be.
Oh,
And with the ruckus you started across town, I think he came by just to watch. I don't entirely think he had devious plans at the time. But I managed to pick that up at least. I was woefully late in almost all regards, but I think he's starting to make a little bit more sense to me. But I still need a little bit more time.
how much time do you think you need?
I don't know. But if you don't get killed, that'd probably up our chances of taking care of him.
Yeah, I'm gonna try for that. We're gonna try for that.
See that you do. It's not looking good now.
She's gonna look at Lahiri for a long moment and just be like, I'm not bad, by the way. You could have done a lot worse when you had me.
I know. And I appreciate that.
Can't speak for him, though. He's starting to think that grudges are becoming a problem with you.
Well, can't fix everyone, can we? Either way, at the moment, our problems align with this person. I'll probably be able to share a little bit more with you later, but again, fix that.
Understood. Our cleric should be by soon.
Then I believe I'll take my leave. Good luck.
Same to you.
You see her
Miller just
kind of take
nods.
a step off the building. Break line of sight. But we can kind of leave you guys here because I do think about this time is when the team would be kind of catching up with you. But we'll give the ape and Garai one more scene before we close out the night, which is pretty much them, unfortunately. Well, one of them being interrogated and the other one just being cranky ape holding man. So I would love to give another persuasion check, group persuasion check for the two of you again. Again, it could be someone gets advantage or you both roll one, but just to see how much longer they keep you there based on your behavior.
How do you spell Garai?
Oh, no.
However, you gotta.
I was gonna get mad at you because he's been playing that the whole time, but then I was like, it never came up. It was
No.
just Microcosmic God the whole time.
I just now
Yeah.
realized that I didn't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
I always want to put a U in there.
I remember you spelling it that way. Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, are we rolling individually or how you want to handle it?
Let's go individually. Rollies. Oh.
Did that take like a while for it to show up for anyone else? Because I
Yeah.
saw like charisma, and then it was like seconds before the 8 came
Oh,
up.
that's like a normal for me.
Really? Everything else is pretty quick, but that took some time. All right, not terrible, but in being sort of terse, but maybe a little polite at the same time, and perhaps a little bit of sympathy, kind of coming from the guards that are currently speaking with you. They probably keep you for another 5 to 10 minutes before they're eventually. Okay. We know where to find the preventers. Can we assume that you will be there or at the palace? They're asking Garai specifically.
Yes.
Great. Then I believe we will have to do with what we have in terms of information. Take a look at the environment, and we will report back if anything matches the description you have given us. In the meantime, we'll just escort you back in the same direction, just to ensure that you are safely returned.
Assuming I get an ape that's cooperative, I'm also going to say that I hope you put me down at this point because we've been here for a minute. So I would have attempted to get out of your hand.
There would have been a little bit of resistance, like, like no come back, like, like when you see the little cubs walk away, they just like grab them by the leg, break, but no, get back over here. Like, there's a little bit of like, wait, but like probably the second or third time, and be like, all right, fine.
I feel like it's the cat squirming when you pick them up, and they're like, "No, put me down."
So then I would attempt to climb onto your back, so I'm not going to be carried. And then just quietly to you, let's see how quickly we can get back to them. Because I don't need these fucking guards in my business anymore.
Give me an animal handling check. We'll see. Like it might translate, or something that he says might like click.
I was gonna say, what's it? Is insight wisdom? Can I get a wisdom check on the other side?
Sure. Yeah. We'll make it a combined check.
I was gonna say it feels like that should have been a crit with all the Garai nonsense. There you go.
This is the wisest character I've ever had.
Why is wise ape Ryland the actually wisest character? Okay.
Just imagine this ape just sitting there with like the tranquil mock face, like while holding Garai.
With Garai on your back, the whoa, 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 whoa that you heard just translates perfectly. And it's probably because you've been sitting with this man for minutes and he has just been very upset. And regardless of what kind of creature you were, that was very easy to recognize. But when he kind of taps you on the head, like you've done it to Rusi a few times too, where it's like, all right, let's get going. And that's what translates into your ape brain.
I'm assuming like the guards kind of give a formation or something
give
to
you
where
some
like the
space.
gates open, and
Yes,
as soon as they
absolutely.
open, you almost hear what you would think would be a giant ape laugh, like just like an exhale of noise out his nose, followed by a little chuckle, and then starting with the giant leap, they're off.
Fucking takes off. There's like a half-hearted and then silences. All the guards just watch you run off into the distance. As you was the Discord picture. Okay, thank you, Netters. Didn't know I needed that, but you guys are on your way back. I will say that just to make it kind of a little more convenient, that you guys will probably arrive as the rest of the other group is arriving at the checkpoint, which is Irene and Valen. So, with this kind of chaos and our shortened night, I think this is a good place for us to end. So, go ahead and give me your votes. I think I'm gonna just like automatically give one to Vogley when she comes back, just because we missed her tonight, and I don't want to penalize her for just not being here. So she's gonna get one, and then you guys vote for one person, please. And then
I already gave you my vote
No, you
a
didn't.
while back ago.
Oh, then fucking give it to me again. I'm not scrolling up.
Rude.
I got a lot of shit on my screen. Don't make me do more work.
How did you
Come
not?
on.
You make us do batshit crazy stuff all the time. I also yelled it. There you go.
Okay,
You
thank
keep
you.
doing that. I don't understand.
For that fucking
Excellent
beautiful
whisper.
inspiration.
Did you forget?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Did you forget the W command?
No,
Nenders,
I wanted.
Nenders, I need you.
Giant apes don't keep secrets.
Nenders!
What do you vote for, Captain Brugg?
What? I mean, that's not a vote.
It is, but you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Irene. You are the
Yay.
winner of the inspiration. As well as, like I said, we're gonna give the other one to Bogley because, unfortunately, she wasn't able to be here. But we still love her, and we'll give it to both of them. So, I think we're back next weekend, next Saturday, if I remember correctly. But I don't know. We'll see. And in the meantime, I need to find someone to raid. So, my lovely cast, if you guys could just chat in the meantime while I go find someone, I appreciate it.
You'd
I
like
vote
that, wouldn't you?
awkward
You'd
silence.
think we're here to do favors for
Awkward
you
silence.
after
Irene-
everything else.
Irene is mega pissed right now, but Dinners,
Yes.
Valen, disintegrate, clutch.
Fuck
Good
you.
job.
That
Didn't even kill the
Loved
guy.
it.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Loved it. Oh god, that's fucking 3 hours in.
Yeah, I was
Talk-
doing the math, and I'm like, you guys keep going in, and every time you swing, you're getting mollywopped. So like,
He
it has to
rarely
go.
attacks,
Yeah.
but when he
What were they
this
called?
time he
Bad
did, and
I'm
it was
just
great.
saying, maybe the preventers need a wizard who can actually disintegrate people.
Joe's
Instead
talking
of
all
this
kinds of shit.
half-assed shit.
So I just want real quick. Just want to revamp. I could have had a 25 DC, which would meant I would have had to have at this current level 36 intelligence to get to that particular point, right?
Mhm.
He would have beat that save.
Mhm.
Be better.
Be better. So rude.
Dear God.
I'm in a
Oh,
persona that is
God.
upset.
I
And
mean,
I could step out of that and be a person, but it's funnier to me if I don't.
it's yeah. I don't think this particular one is on me. But
I mean,
Finger of Death
Partially
is
on an ape
just
that can't hit the broadside of a barn. There's also that problem.
Yeah,
Finger
oh
of
my
Death
God.
is just a level away, so we'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out. That,
All right.
that
The real
Valen can be
answer
the
is
one
we
that-
go buy some scrolls of power word kill.
With what fucking king fortune am I gonna be buying?
I
at
don't know.
9
Y'all are
bucks?
high level
A couple
adventurers. What are you
scrolls, he
wasting
said.
all your gold on?
A couple of them.
On our owlbear for one.
Guys, I mean, owlbear power word kill. Which one do you rather have?
Oh my god, an
Yeah,
owlbear with cat power word kill.
That is quite a bit. We are going to go raid roll call RP. Because that's a cool name. And when I was looking around, they look like they're having a good time. So lots of smiles on people's faces, and that's what we like to see. So we're gonna go say hi to them, give them a raid, give them some love, and we're
Wade.
gonna end our night. Wade, we're gonna end our night here. Once again, thank you guys so much for being here. This week is a little influx. We won't be here Friday, but possibly Saturday. We'll see. Anyway, thank you again, and once again, thank you, Joe, for going along on this adventure with us.
For being
strung along.
kidnapped.
So I
It's been
appreciate
great.
it.
I can't wait to kidnap you again. It's gonna be great.
Again, he says. Anyway,
Be
good
good
night
time.
and thank you.
Good morning.